Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present to you the next sheriff of St. Martin Parish. I announce it with great joy and pride. I introduce to you Sheriff Becket Breaux.
I want to look at y'all in the eyes when I talk to y'all. Look, I want to thank everybody for coming. Turn around and look behind you. Just turn. This place has never been this full ever. Y'all did it. Father Keith, I want to thank you. Great prayer. I appreciate it from my heart. Our MC, Albert Nelson. He's not a politician. He's not. He's an ordinary human being like you and I. And he spoke the truth. And he's right. Never promise a job, never promise anything. He wants good government. He wants fair government. He wants a respectable sheriff's office you can go to. Right? Ginger, great job. Everybody here, look, Pat and Pat's Chapel Eye Club and all the staff, Harvey. Luke, appreciate you. Appreciate it. You did a great job. Thank you. Well, everybody, look. I love St. Martin Parish. I love you. I love this parish. I spent my life in St. Martin Parish. I was born and raised in St. Martinville. I graduated from St. Martinville Senior High. And you know what? My daddy's business, I decided not to go to it. Pop, I'm sorry. At 17 years old, I moved out the house, went to the sheriff's office and became a deputy with St. Martin Parish Sheriff's Office and working in parks. I hope I didn't give y'all a ticket. Don't hold that against me, really, don't hold that against me. At 19 years old, I became one of the youngest state troopers in the state. All right? And immediately, I was put on the road looking for traveling criminals. During my tenure on the road, I seized tons, thousands of pounds of drugs. I say ounces. Thousands and tons of drugs. Exactly. We do need more of that. And beyond that, I made hundreds of arrests. Hundreds. You know, I went and I worked my butt off. I worked my butt off. Yes. I worked my butt off to make sure you were safe in the state of Louisiana. At 32 years old, I made a decision. And look, I never regret my decision. At 32 years old, 15 years ago, I ran for sheriff. Yes, it was a kick in the stomach, kick in the ass, right? It was. But you know what? I learned a valuable lesson. I learned what it means to protect you. I know what it means to become humble. I know what it means, how important you are to me and the community of St. Martin Parish. I know that I don't want you hurt or your family hurt. No one's going to hurt your family. And I made a promise. I made a promise to myself. I made a promise to the supporters during that time, 15 years ago, and I made a promise to you. My resume will never be beat by nobody. Nobody is going to touch my resume or beat my resume. No one. Look, to be qualified to run for sheriff in St. Martin Parish, you have to be 21 years old, okay? You got to be a resident, and you can't have a felony conviction. To be qualified to run that sheriff's office and be a sheriff, I'm about to explain to you what it takes. All right? I'm going to tell y'all. Look, I became to run that sheriff's office, me and my wife, at the age 21 and 20, we opened our own business. By ourselves. I walked in the attic and did like this, putting alarm systems in to protect your family. Because I wasn't making enough money as a state trooper. Okay? I was making $1,215 a month. So I opened up my own business. After that, I continued to open up another one. After that, I opened up another one. And we successfully sold those businesses. I no longer have those businesses. I didn't go bankrupt. I ran those businesses. Your sheriff's office is a business. An $18 million business. That's number one. Let's go to the other part. I went back to state police. When I went back to state police 15 years ago, I had to start off back as a trooper. I worked my rank all the way up to major. And I'm about to tell y'all, during my tenure, I was in charge of 600 troopers, 9 troops in the state. I directed them, managed them, and told them what direction to go in the whole state of Louisiana. Alright? I'm going to tell y'all something else y'all probably don't know. When I told state police I no longer wanted to work there and I want to retire to become your sheriff, they said, don't leave. We want to make you Lieutenant Colonel of State Police. I turned that down for you. My wife, my mom and dad, my in-laws, all of our families live here. Who better to protect them than me? Right? Your family is going to be protected just like that. Exactly like that. Nobody's going to touch or harm your family. You know, and I'm here today telling you I have the qualification. Let's talk about the qualification. Let's read that on the floor right now. The qualification. I got a degree in criminal justice, working on my master's degree currently in business administration. Let's get that out the way. I graduated from the National FBI Academy. .0001 policemen and law enforcement officials get to go to that academy out of 800,000 policemen. And I was selected. It took 4 years for me to go. That's number one. Number two, I went to Northwestern Staff and Command School, which is for executive management level law enforcement officers. That's a 10-week academy, national academy. I've been there. I went to it. I was on the anti-terrorism task force as an FBI agent with top secret clearance. I was a U.S. Customs agent looking for dope in the Gulf of Mexico. I would work for the U.S. Marshal Service as an agent. I did all of that to become your sheriff. Now let's talk about the plan, right? Everybody wants to know about the plan, right? I'll give you all the plan. This is the plan. This is my plan. We are going to find the drug dealers. I am telling you, I will find you, I will arrest you, and I will put you in jail. For the drug users, the ones that are hooked on drugs, jail is not the answer. I'm telling you. We need rehabilitation. We're going to rehabilitate the drug users. It's tearing our families apart. Thieves are stealing everything you work hard for. 80 to 90% of the crime is committed by 10% of the criminals. Okay? 80% of that is drug related. We have a drug problem we need to fix. The opioid epidemic right now is killing people. 400 people were killed in 2017 because of opioid overdose. That's a 20% increase from the year before. We really need to do something. We need to educate our public. We need to, educate our youth. You need a sheriff that's going to implement a plan that goes to the school and talks to your kids and make sure your kids are okay. Right? I'm going to talk to y'all about CORP. C-O-R-P. Community-Oriented Residential Policing. All right? You know what that is? I'm going to give a deputy incentives to live in high crime areas and live there and be part of the community. Because you know what? We've got to gain the respect back from the community. If you have a problem in your neighborhood, who best to go talk to than your neighbor? And you know what? Police getting a bad rap. We need to get our community back. We need to get the hearts of the community back with the police and the law enforcement. And I promise you, my upper command staff will be diversified. Qualified, diversified. So they understand every part of our community. It's not black and white. Look, if I cut myself, I'll be red. It's about humanity. I'm going to bring back our community back together. I wrote a speech. And it was on the iPad. I decided not to use it. Look, let me go to the elderly. There's going to be a 40-hour certification course for our deputies to handle the elderly. They are being taken advantage of. There are laws that can prevent scams and anything that takes away from our elderly. They work so hard for us. It's our turn to work for them, right? And our veterans, listen, the reason we have an election process in this country is because of our veterans. Now listen to what I just said. Pay attention to what I just said. I said an election process, not a selection process. This election is you. Listen, I'm on my interview right now and you're interviewing me. You got my resume, brokeforsheriff.com. But I want you to hire the most qualified guy. You'll never ever hear another candidate tell you what I'm fixing to tell you. Look at the qualifications, vote for the most qualified guy because the safety of our kids depend on it. And I challenge you to do that. Nobody's going to tell you to do that. I'm telling you, vote for the most qualified guy. And if someone is more qualified than me, I want him. Because he's going to protect our kids, right? Vote for a qualified, the most qualified. The most qualified for your sheriff's office. The qualifications that need to be sheriff. Businessman, drug enforcement guy, investigating homicides, investigating shootings, investigating terrorists. Vote for that guy. Listen, I went with those guys over there, chiefs of police from Lafayette. I went with those guys and showed up at the cinema in Lafayette. And those chiefs over there, we worked together to put the case to an end. We don't want a cinema here. And I'm going to tell you right now, something that, nobody's going to say. The governor of this state will never take me out because of lack of training or lack of training in my deputies. They will respond, they will take action, and they will put the bad guy away. Well, listen, you're right. You're absolutely right. Speak on it. Listen, I'm asking you for your support. I'm asking you to look for the qualified guy in all of this. And listen to me. My committee members, 180 strong, right now, my committee, well, let me tell you, they're going to keep a positive message. I told them there's nothing else to talk about except my experience, my background, and my resume. Nothing else. This campaign is positive. All y'all have to do is talk positive about Becket Breaux. And if you believe in us, and when I say us, that's me and my family and your family. Support us. Talk positive. That's all you have to do is talk positive. Look, I'm going to tell you, you're going to see my signs here all over the parish. Experience matters. Not only experience matters, St. Martin Parish matters. Not only St. Martin Parish matter, you matter to me. This is my family here that I love to death. Kim, my wife of 27 years. I'm only doing this, with their consent, with their blessings, because we prayed on it and we wanted to do what was right. My family decided to do that. My daughter Ashley. You got engaged this year. I said it's going to be a victory party and wedding. We're going to wait till next year. And my youngest daughter, Kelly. My family, love y'all. Thank y'all for your support. Thank y'all for your prayers. All right, y'all. Ben, tell you, where's Ben? Ben's always criticizing me. Hey, I missed anything, buddy? Good? Yep. No other words? You sure? Good. No. All right. Listen, if y'all heard Ginger earlier, y'all getting a membership card to be on the Becket Breaux team. Right? Y'all got a discount. I'm giving y'all 20%. Ginger, right? 20% discount on any items on that website. Because listen, this campaign ain't cheap. Those signs you see with my ugly face is not cheap. I'm telling you. But listen, if you can help this campaign, do it please, because it's important. Look at the people in here. We're looking at close to 1,000 people. All right? If they each talk to 9 people and get 9 people to vote for your friend, Becket Breaux, the election is over. And I'm going to say it again. This is my last words. I'm long-winded sometimes, I'm sorry. Experience matters. St. Martin Parish matters. You matter. Love you.